Hi Simran, can you hear me? Okay, your mic is muted. Simran, Amit, can you hear me? Simran, I can't hear you. Amit, I can't hear you. Yeah, now I can hear you people. Okay, awesome, perfect. So shall we start?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let's look at the chat messages. So people, just all of you, hi. First of all, good morning. So give me just 1 minute's time, less than 1 minute. We are almost there. We are ready. I'm just trying to see your chat messages now. I just need to ensure that I'm able to see this. That I could only do after you people log in. Sure that. So all of you can see my chat, right? I'm typing here. My ID is different right now. It is NOC, the email ID of the group, which is NOC 18CS35. Okay. Okay. So perfect. So Simran, Amit, you people are there, right? The chat messages are not visible. Is this how it's going to be?
Sir, they are visible on the YouTube.
Oh, I see. I see. Okay.
Sir, we will handle the chat messages.
Super. Okay. Perfect. Nice. Okay. So all of you, welcome to the first live session of Joy of Computing. We are getting a lot of feedback from all of you and criticism to improve the course as well. So we are taking all of them. And what we are very happy about is the kind of turnover that we are seeing. A lot of you people seem to be liking the fact that we are going from first principles. We are starting from literally scratch, right? And then going ahead with Python. All right, so there are certain things that are FAQ here, frequently asked questions. I'll address them first and then go ahead with the questions that you people have asked. Okay. So with me are Amit and Simran. So maybe Amit and Simran can say hi and I'll start off with the FAQ.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the first live session of JoSee. And we are looking forward to have good interaction with you all. Welcome all. I think Amit's voice is not audible. So I'm saying hi from Amit's side too.
Okay, perfect. So Amit has muted his microphone. Anyways, no problem. So people, here goes some of the frequently asked questions from your side. One of the first questions that people have been asking is, I have a problem downloading Python. Okay, so there's a lot of requests that I get as the instructor. There are two questions here. Question number one is your problem, like I am unable to install Python. Second problem is you sending it directly to the instructor. I'm not saying don't send. I'm only saying that you are at less advantage if you send it directly to me. Because we see that a lot of these questions are being answered by your friends on the group than me or even my TAs. So ensure that these questions are asked on the group. And if you send it to me, it will take some time for me to forward it to the TAs or answer myself, or sometimes it gets lost in the mail thread and I may never even notice. It has so happened that 1 in 20 mails happen like this. I don't notice them at all. So it's good if you put them on the group, number one. And number two is the question itself. yeah, it's sort of difficult to what the Anaconda installation can turn up a lot of errors. Okay, the best way to handle it is actually to Google for the errors. Okay, even we wouldn't know some of the exceptional errors that you might encounter. So when you Google, you will get to know the answers from the Stack Overflow like websites or some online forum or a knowledge repository, and you can solve it immediately, right? So stick to the age-old way of Googling for your problem first, and only when you don't figure it out, you can ask a question. Because if you ask a question, it is not guaranteed that we'll answer immediately. We are only bound to answer within one working day. It might so happen that we may not answer till evening, which means that you'll be waiting for us to get back to you. So first Google, next on the forum if you don't get an answer. And if you don't get an answer on the forum, please talk to me. A word of advice about the forum here. We have a very unique forum where you all can interact, talk to each other, and even generate notes. The TAs are also writing notes there. Okay, our JoSee wiki. If you don't know, please ask us here. Maybe I will type the link to the website. It is keylabs.org/JoSee wiki. Okay. Okay, some people are saying I googled for the error, still couldn't fix it, tried multiple things. It's been more than 2 days. I asked that on the forum. Prarena, this should not happen. So in case something doesn't get an answer, so here is an important point. Just in case you have tried doing something and you have still not got an answer, you have to firstly forward that request to me and tell me that this has not happened yet. Okay, on weekdays, our TAs are trained to get back to you people immediately. Okay, perfect. Okay, so my second question that sort of so I'm addressing all the non-technical ones right now. Let me switch to the technical ones in about 5 minutes. Second question that people have asked us all the time is where are the assignments and how do I access the videos? So it is slightly, I understand, non-trivial for you to log in and then see. If you haven't attended a MOOC, online course like this, you're doing it for the first time, and NPTEL is a sort of new interface for you. You will take some time to get used to it. So once you log in, it's on the top left corner, and assignments are below. For any week that you see, basically the videos come when you click on your top left corner. And those assignments are also there, right, at the fag end of the video, right? Perfect. So most of you now have a hang of it. It was some starting trouble for you people. I think now you people are very clear with what is where rather. Okay, so there is a third question that you people have been asking me, and it's a very sensitive issue. Can you please postpone the deadline for assignments? And the sensitivity part is that there are a lot of very genuine requests saying so-and-so problem, sir, please extend it by so many hours. Trust me, firstly, it's not in my hands. NPTEL handles it, the office handles it. Secondly, even if I were the NPTEL staff who handles this, I wouldn't agree for extension of the deadline. Yeah, the reason is this. So there are many students who would have changed the deadline and then would have finished the assignment by that time. It is unfair on them that we simply extend the deadline and say, submit whenever you want, right? Okay, so this is the very reason why we have a one rule for all. Deadline is a deadline is a deadline, you have to meet it. Given the fact that an online course has late registrations, we indeed try setting the deadline not after the first week, but after 2 weeks for the first 2 weeks, you see. So August 15th was a deadline for, 14th was the deadline for first week, if I'm not wrong, right? So you should make use of it and then submit it on time. And moreover, JoSee is a course where you guys should enjoy the subject more than worry so much about assignments and deadlines and things like that. Of course, it's important, but there are some students, if you're taking up as part of your college course, I understand it's very important and you can fight for your assignments and things like that. But there are many of you who are taking up assignments for just the joy of it. So joy of computing for you people, where you just want to enjoy the joyous part of Python programming and computing in general, you people should not worry so much about assignments if you don't want to be graded, if you have no intentions of taking up examination. But if this is part of your college syllabus, if you are studying Python and you are facing some possible prospective mistake in the assignment and things like that. Otherwise, my only call is, let me put it this way, enjoy the course more than worry so much about assignments if your motive is not to get a certificate. Okay. This is pretty much it. Now we'll take up some of the questions that you people have asked. Simran and Amit, maybe we'll go ahead with you people asking us, posing the question. Any FAQ that you would like to add, either from your side, Simran, Amit, or from the side of students who have asked the question over Google Form?
Many people were asking about how to solve programming assignments. We have post people have posed many questions regarding that, and we have created FAQs for that only on JoSee Wiki. And some questions, all of the questions have been answered on Google Groups, but there are also questions which are posed in only JoSee Wiki. So I would request all of you to please refer JoSee Wiki. You have to go there and you have to see the discussions happening over there. Once you see that, then you will get to know about it, and you will get a better insight of how to solve the programming assignments there. So I would request you all to please refer FAQs on JoSee Wiki.
Okay, here's what I would like to add. So this JoSee Wiki is with the theme of letting you all generate notes, letting you all generate your frequently asked questions, and we will come and moderate it. Not that. So what your question could be, what if the blind leads the blind? You know, two students may not know anything, and one person is helping the other person. So this wiki portal is being vetted by us, moderated by us, regulated by us. So we will take a look at almost all the entries there on regular basis, and we'll try to change it if in case something is wrong. It's like a blank slate which is being watched by all of us. Okay, and whatever goes there is like it's a camera recorded version. We can always rewind back and get anything that was typed a while before. So all in all, my point is, if you have a question, the first place you must visit is actually JoSee Wiki. Trust me, not even Google. I stand corrected. You're right, Simran. So you shouldn't even be Googling it, because many students would have faced the same problem. And many people would have asked us and we would have resolved it. So a question that is asked which is resolved goes to FAQ immediately. Our TAs put it on FAQ. And if you face the same problem, best place to see it is, boom, go to FAQs, see what the answer is, try it. If you don't get through, ask a question right there itself. Okay, you can try Googling and ask a question right there itself, right? If you Google and if you get to know the answer, as a good Samaritan, you should come there and edit the FAQ and then add in stuff there. If you think you can do that, that is. Not otherwise. Don't worry much if you're not very comfortable typing in technical stuff. If you can do it, but then it's fun for you to come and edit and have your value addition to the knowledge repository that we have, right? Okay, Simran, you can go to the next question.
I would like to add something here. It's difficult to find questions, to search for questions in our Google groups. But when you go to the JoSee Wiki, the questions, they are present in the drop-down menu. So you can search for your question in the drop-down menu, and it will be easy for you to search for that particular question. So in this way, it's beneficial for you all to search for the question and get the answer, get the desired answer there. Because many of you asked the similar questions, like how to solve the programming assignments and is assignment 0 graded. Obviously, we have created FAQs for that, but there are some questions which are asked by, suppose, 10 people. And and those 10 people, then they can refer to the same question there. So it's really beneficial for all of you to go to JoSee Wiki. I know many people have started going there, and many people have started answering questions there. and the questioning part also is happening there. But you need to, but there are some people who are only answering and who are only questioning on the Google group. So I would request all of them to go to JoSee Wiki and get the benefit of JoSee Wiki.
Okay, Simran, we'll go ahead with the next question. Excellent. You answered that. What would be the next FAQ that you encountered that students were asking?
The people are obviously asking about to extend the assignment deadline because they're.
I addressed that. I said that wouldn't be possible for various reasons.
But due to the flood situation in Kerala, some people are asking. So I think we will consider the request. We will forward this request to NPTEL.
No, it's still not sure. We have forwarded it to NPTEL. NPTEL is deciding right now. Okay. So for participants from Kerala, what needs to be done, NPTEL will decide. We don't know anything as of now. Hopefully, it will be to their advantage and help. Let's wait and see.
And as far as it is concerned to Python installation, Anaconda installation, I know you are facing lots of problems. So what we are trying to do here is we'll come up with the document, a documentation of how to install Anaconda on JoSee Wiki itself. So you can refer that document. I think that most of the questions are same. So we will just make a document and post that particular document on JoSee Wiki. And I request all of you to refer that particular document. And any more questions that you like to ask, you can ask us on chat.
Okay, so yeah, go ahead. So what you do, Simran, is some of the questions that we have got over Google Forms, you can start telling us, although I have it with me right now. You can also let me know of some of the important questions over there which we can address. And that was the plan for the chat. Okay, so yeah, maybe you can mute now. I'll go ahead with the technical aspects of the meeting. And in case you encounter a question, you can always ask me. No, Simran? And take a look at some of the important questions that people are asking there on the chat right now. I may not be able to see it right now, given that I am facing the camera. So in case I will be reading the messages, my camera will look like this. I'm reading the message and you're seeing me like this. So you cannot relate to the instructor talking to you. So I will just look at the camera, not look at your chat messages. And Simran will take a look at the chat messages and she'll announce aloud what is the next question.
Me and Amit, we are here and we are taking a look at it.
Okay. Sure. So people, just go and post your question on the chat right now. Okay. So there is this, we're getting now into the technical aspects of it. I really enjoy, so all of you, please know something. Asking a lot of questions about non-technical aspects of the course is welcome, no problem. But what sort of bothers me, it should not be a matter of botheration per se, but it's sort of weird to observe that 90% of the questions are not about the content of the course. It is mainly about assignments, exams, and installation errors and things like that. So I request you all, although yes, you have to ask questions about such things, fine, I accept. But please also ask questions on, I watched this part of the video, I found it interesting. Can you give me more references about it? I see that you say this is the way you can get it done using programming. I have an alternate way. Look at this. I would like to see more such mails. You have some expectation from the course. I also have some expectation from you guys. So this is one expectation that will probably make me feel good about the course. So this would be the course fees that you people will be paying for me. So please try to talk a bit about the technical aspects as well, where you can say which part you enjoyed and why you enjoyed and what was confusing to you. You can ask me to explain it once again, let's say over email or something. Or create a wiki page for it, or there are a couple of students who are actually, they're creating their own wiki pages in our courses, right? I mean, they come and say, this concept is interesting, let me create a new page for it and let me try editing that page and maintain that page. You see, I mean, that's pretty interesting for us, that one person's keen interest on a topic helps 1,000 others, right? You can do that. You can probably type in and send snippets of your code, which is much better than what we are typing. See, we are after all humans. And as you know, every single operating system betters itself every few months, roughly about a year. The Ubuntu latest version right now is some 18th or 19th or 20th version, right? I mean, actually it's some 200th or 300th version, but you realize that the Windows that I started off when I was studying was Windows 95 back in 1995, right? We have seen several versions of Windows right now. Everything improves. So does the code as well. We have typed some code to show you from first principles, look, this is how this can be done. But I feel you people should write a better code, version 2.0 of that code, and then send it to us. All right. So that will be awesome for us to take a look, execute, and say, wow, look at this. People have bettered us. Right. And we will put that on our wiki. As they say, the teacher's life is only satisfactory when he gets technically beaten up by students who can surpass him and then show that, see, I can run faster than you. So I would expect you people to send me code snippets. Let's say some very nice Scratch programs some people sent me from the first week. I remember someone sending me, I forget the name, I'm very sorry, someone sending me a Surya Namaskar yoga pose being cycled around just using Scratch. I mean, that was very innovative. This is like, okay, you did just jumping jacks. I like doing yoga, so I will try doing the Surya Namaskara part of it. Jumping jacks is just 1, 2, that's it. But Surya Namaskara is some 12 poses. That was fun to see that someone showed their personal interest in terms of writing a Scratch program. So similarly, even in Python, you people can try doing that. Okay. So if you remember, in the second week, we had this experiment called crowd computing, right? So where we went ahead and asked people, what is the number of gems in this jar? You know, see, Python on one side is interesting. You all should learn it. On the other side is computing. So let me put this properly. The art of driving has not much to do with the vehicles. Of course, it has to do with Michael Schumacher's abilities on one side, and Ferrari as a technology company on the other side. So both are important, but here you should see the computing part is more like the human skill, okay, and the programming and the computers, etc., is more of the machine part, right? Both are important. So all I'm trying to say is this course also has some cute computational aspects, the scientific aspects of computing, the engineering aspects of computing, which may not have anything to do with Python. Okay, you should also observe that part. Did you observe it in the crowd computing experiment that we conducted, where we went and asked people, come on, tell me what is the number of gems, what are the number of gems in this jar? Okay, people gave, all of them almost gave us wrong answers. Now I repeat, I ask a question, everybody gives wrong answers, and finally when I write a simple Python program to compute the median average, median or mean or average as they call it, I see that the answer is very accurate. I mean, this is surprising, where we could use the crowd to compute, right? And you also saw that one of my friends, Ravi Kiran, comes and tells me, I heard a nice song, Hindi song, right? I don't remember the lyrics. I only remember that the song was shot in near some South Indian temple, a Hindi song and a South Indian temple. Do you know, is what he asks. And I'm clueless too. Okay, whom do we ask, right? I mean, we cannot ask anyone. He has heard this on a radio. So what we did was, this was a live experiment. If you didn't realize, I went to my Facebook page and typed that status message. If you guys come to my Facebook page, you can still see that particular experiment we conducted. I came to my Facebook page and then typed this, and then we saw that very quickly, less than some 15 minutes or 20 minutes, I don't remember, maybe within 1 hour, we got the answer. You see, I mean, we used people to compute something. this has no Python component. This has no programming component. But do you realize the power of computing in today's, let's say in 2018, where you go to Facebook, ask the right question, you get the answer, something that you may not get if not for a portal like this Facebook. Correct? So you even have this Stack Overflow, Quora, and other forums, but Facebook has a different kind of a setup where people who know you are there, they can relate to things and they can answer quickly. All in all, the point here was you can use people to compute, and people do compute, and there are some very fascinating aspects of using people to compute, where none of the audience will get the answer right, but your little program using these answers will get the answer right. Now, isn't that fascinating? I was very anxiously awaiting at least one of you out of 35,000 registrations. That's the number of registrations for the course we have this time for JoSee, Joy of Computing. I wanted at least one of you to come forward and tell me that you actually like this idea or you have something more to say about this idea. Okay, so my call for you all is please see the computational aspect of it apart from the programming aspect. Okay. Let me move ahead with my next question. My next question that I'll be addressing would be programming. I'm finding it difficult. I'm unable to code everything. I see what you people are doing. Fine, everything goes well. But how do I learn how to do all these things? Right. So, can we see some of you pose your problem of where exactly you're limping? Is it because you don't understand Python well, or is it because the logical part of your mind doesn't open up? There are two things here. One is talking is not just knowing language. Talking is also mastering the ability to articulate, as they say. Okay, so we have had great leaders from our country like Mahatma Gandhi, Swami Vivekananda, who were great articulators. Arun Vajpayee was a great poet and a fantastic speaker, as you all know. Right? It is not just about language; it's also about your ability to use the language. Right? Now that trust me is to some extent talent, but to a large extent practice. And how do you practice? You should not practice it by saying that now I will start practice programming for the next 1 month or 2 months and I become an expert. It should be very tacitly done. By that I mean you should take up a challenge question. Okay, I'll give you a good example. Let's say if I want to start working out from tomorrow, I see that I'm putting on a lot of fat, so I decide to start working out tomorrow, and I practice. How do I practice? I go for a long, boring jog, let's say. I don't even plug in my earphones. I just go for a long jog. As opposed to me picking up a sport. Let's say I play football, endurance a sport that football is. It can be very tiring, and that's a great form of exercise. I start playing tennis. I start, let's say, playing volleyball, basketball. Again, very trying a sport. So with these kind of sports, I get to practice and I don't get to know that I'm actually practicing. You see, it is not like let me now sit and work for 3 hours. It's not like that. You do something and that ensures that you practice. Analogously speaking, all I'm trying to say is you should start playing a sport in programming. What does that mean? You should pick some challenge questions and try answering them. How do you go about? The moment we show you the screencast of how to solve a problem, you should see and then type it as it is, one way, and by that I mean you see that we are doing something and then keep it aside and then you start coding all by yourself a solution to the problem that is being posed. Don't look at our code at all. Okay? Or you practice our code once and try to write it all by yourself. Okay? That's the first step, the very first step. You will fail, you will stumble, there'll be a lot of errors, perfectly fine. Okay? It doesn't matter. Keep going, you will get it. I had a math teacher who gave me this tip, a wonderful tip. He said, Sudarshan, you don't seem to be getting good marks in mathematics. What probably is the reason? I tell him, sir, I solve a problem, I get stuck and I'm unable to solve a new question. And he says, the key to learning good math is to take, this was in 10th standard, so is to take the same question and keep answering the same bunch of questions by forgetting after answering them. You know what I mean? It's like you can develop your skill if you look at the same question once again, and you will understand what exactly was the strategy used to solve that question. It will not discourage you because you know the question. It will encourage you because you're seeing it for the second time and you see something brand new point there. So a very good way to learn programming. This is probably a tip that I have not seen anywhere online or anyone giving me. I'm just extrapolating my high school teacher's tip to me, which I have used even in programming. So given a question, try to write a code and don't stop the moment you get the answer. Okay, delete that code, rather keep that code aside and try writing a code for the same question once again. Do it twice or thrice. You will get to know the skills very well. Okay, when you're coming to the usage of for loop, you will realize that this is how it is best used, right? So repeatedly solving the same question helps. But that said, don't try to do it 100 times. Okay, that becomes rote learning. So do it for a couple of times or thrice or maybe 4 times, and then move on to another version of the question. Okay, take something else and try to figure out how to solve it. This is I would say, a good input for any beginner to start learning programming. And I have discussed this with my two friends in the first week of our video. Many of you get discouraged. You see, the only reason why people don't learn programming is the discouragement factor. And that's it. There's nothing else. And I'll tell you something. I don't know how to explain this better. Two people who start off at different levels. Okay, programming has something to do with, of course, one's age, sometimes even one's logical ability. If you have done a lot of math in your life, your logical ability is good. If not, it is not very good. Then you start off from here, but other person starts from here. But trust me on this. After 2 months of continuous practice, okay, dedicated practice, both of them will reach the same height. Now, if you know what I mean. So initially, on the first day, you will see a huge difference between you and a so-called talented fellow on the first day. But after a month or two, you will observe that both of you are the same. So you may start differently. See, this is like if I want to sprint with my 5-year-old son, of course I will win. But assume we both practice for the next 10 years. When he's 15, he will definitely beat me, right? No matter how fit I am at 50, he will certainly beat me when he's 15. So initially when he sees that, oh, dad is here, I'm here, I get discouraged. I don't want to sprint with him. Sprinting is running fast. He will never be able to make it. So the point is to understand and know that in the beginning, people will be of different levels. Do not compare yourself with others. It's okay if you don't understand anything, but don't sit with others and then try to compete with others and say, I'm going to be better off than him. That's not a very healthy way of learning to begin with. Okay, I even told you people in the in the first week that it's like playing chess. Chess players get a tip that you should always play chess with someone who is just a little better than you, not someone who is a lot better than you, not someone who is way worse than you. So similarly, if you want to learn programming or compete with someone, just in case that drives you, do it with someone who is close to you, not someone who is way better than you. Yeah, perfect. So these are some of the tips that I wanted to give you people for the first week. I still want to give you that push. Despite me giving you all these fundas, I see still people are asking questions about assignments and exams and things like that, which is, I'm not a anti-assignment, anti-exam person. Just that I want this flavor too. I like salty stuff. I like sugary stuff. So you people are giving me only salty stuff. You're not giving me sugary stuff. So please ask me some nice technical questions. So Simran, if you have noticed some nice questions on what I just now spoke, you can probably post them and either you can answer or I'll answer or both of us can answer. Go ahead. So there's a lag in the video. So when I talk something and in case you people are watching the live video, it will take some time. It looks like it is taking more than a minute's time for someone to pick up what I'm saying. So whatever I say here, it takes 1 minute to reach you. It's at the speed of light, but YouTube Live seems to have a lag of more than a minute or two. Okay, also you have the option of pausing the video. You see, that means you have lost the live feed. It is way behind than what is happening right now. Try not to pause your videos if you want to see things live. Okay, so let me go to the live stream and then see what you guys are talking.
Sir, many people are asking about to post tough questions in the assignment.
Okay.
So since this is a zeroth level course, we can't do that. But we can give you some tough questions on JoSee Wiki. Here, all of you can come and edit that part and edit some questions and even answer them there. So it will help you as well as the other students, because the other students can also see what have you answered. And one thing more I would like to add here, for JoSee Wiki, will be soon announcing a contest on JoSee Wiki. So we'll soon announce the contest, and you'll get to know about it. And some tough questions as well as the contest will be there on JoSee Wiki very soon. And many people are asking about the presentation error on programming assignments. The presentation error is not an error. It's like when your actual output is not exactly same as the expected output. For example, in Python, while using print, it automatically shifts the cursor to the next line. So in the first assignment, we asked you to print IIT Ropar, and there was no /n in the expected output. But where the output that you fed to the compiler, it has /n. So you have to modify the print function accordingly so that you don't get the presentation error. So presentation error is basically when the expected output is not as same as the actual output. You can also refer JoSee Wiki again for the presentation error queries. There are many queries that have been posted there, and you can refer that, and you'll get a better insight of what is it and how can you resolve it.
Okay, perfect, nice. So a word of advice on answering tough questions. So answering tough questions are important. That is how you learn. But you must go in progressive steps. Now, this I think holds good for anything in life. If you are doing some adventure sport, you should not start skiing on the first day in the let's say Himalayas. You should first try rollerblading and then go slowly towards skiing. By that I mean you should go in baby steps, right? Why do we say this? That is because you see the population that is taking up this course, Joy of Computing, has a huge variation. There's variation in the population. By that I mean there's an 8-year-old kid, very inspired about programming, and that kid codes and submits assignment every week. Kid is in touch with me too. And the energy levels of the kid is so contagious. He's understanding everything of what we are talking, but he's doing it for the first time. As an 8-year-old kid, his cognitive abilities are that of an 8-year-old kid, right? We cannot expect him to be as, let's say, quick as an adolescent. So from an 8-year-old kid, we also have people who are 60 plus who are taking up our course, right? We have to look at all these people. So our programming assignments, our weekly quizzes will be with the average person in mind, okay? And we want to go slowly. There are very tough questions. There are tough variants of the questions that we ask, right? For example, you will see a question on, there are very exciting topics coming ahead, by the way. There is one question on cryptography, the science of secrecy. How do you take some text and then modify it so that nobody can see it and only you can decrypt and then read it? We are doing a very plain job there. We're just telling you how it can be done with a very cute and straightforward and easy to implement example. Okay? But then a small variant of that is so challenging that you will spend months together, you will not figure out how to do it. You may not even get any online reference for it. We can even frame a question like that. So the point is not about reframing tough questions in the assignment and quiz. I would say it is not right on any one of us to expect this, because, as I said, 8-year-old to a 60-year-old, people with different experience, people without science background are all there in the course. So let us respect that. I want to keep this course very simple. The only nice part of the course should be the joyful ride in learning some of the cute computational aspects, the science aspects of computing using Python. Okay, but if you want to go ahead, we will give you problems to go ahead. Ask us for a challenging question. I haven't seen anyone ask. So in case you ask me, I will definitely give you, even without you asking me. Now that you have asked me, what we will do, my TAs here, let us do one thing. Right today itself, we will try to phrase some nice programming questions and put it on our JoSee wiki. Okay, so that anyone who's interested can solve it, discuss it there, and we'll also join in there, and we'll also try to debate, discuss, and clarify doubts, if any, on some of the advanced content. This content will not be part of the syllabus or what we are teaching, but it will be slightly separate, and this content will be an extension of what we teach. And give us tough question is something that many people have asked me. Being a professor at an IIT, I get this every now and then whenever I start from basics. They say, "So this is too much of basic. They'll take us to advanced level." So this is where I feel, when you're eating something, this is like asking, this food is very tasty, but I'm finding it very easy to eat this food. Give me something that is difficult to eat. So the concentration is not on the taste, but it's on the difficulty level of eating. Now, that sounds actually funny, but I get your point. All that you're saying is, I want a challenge so that I can go to the next level. Perfect. So throughout this course, the level will be very bare minimum. I'm going to look at the average audience. Some of you who want challenges can come slightly this side, and I'll guide you people. Okay, we'll even have a separate session on challenging questions. I'm okay doing that. Okay, but the course assignments and quizzes will go in the same style. In fact, we are even thinking of making it even simple. Whatever is going on right now in my standards is slightly complicated, because you see, my students are IIT PhD students. They don't understand what is simplicity. They try to give questions which they think is easy, that may not be actually easy. So I'm not an IIT student, so I'm a not so smart a person. So I find those questions very difficult. So what I'll do is we will try to reduce our existing standards and give challenging questions for some of you. We'll have a separate session for some of you who are interested in taking up questions that can be mind teasers for you. Perfect. So Simran, we'll go to the next question. Okay, so Simran might take some time to get back. Meanwhile, I will maybe take up some question on the forum. Oh, Simran is back. Simran, go ahead.
So, people are asking about giving them tough questions, and we'll soon give them. I have already answered there that we'll be soon giving them on JoSee Wiki. And people are also asking about the currency conversion question. Um, that was not correct, so it won't be considered for final evaluation. So don't worry about it. And and many of the people, they also asked about a book to refer for Python. So I would just recommend them to go with the course. And if you want to practice some extra questions, you can refer the online sites like CodeChef, HackerArt, or even Geek for Geeks for the very basic stuff. And I'll just go through the chat and try to answer questions here.
Okay, go ahead.
People want to discuss.
Yeah, one minute. People, the feed is, please don't mind. You people are asking a lot of questions on the chat window right now. So know something, with so many people around, it gets difficult for us to even look through your typing. So just because we are not, for example, there's a question here which it says, can you try explaining for loop once again? That's a very genuine question. So we may not be able to see it. Before I see it, it just goes up. That's the reason why we ask you to fill up the Google form. Okay. So Simran will read from the Google form whatever are the questions. We will go ahead and answer them here. And at the end, some of you can even ask questions here. I don't think we have time for it, but trust me, this is just a very what to say, a draft live presentation. We're going to have more of it in the coming days. I actually thought of having it on the very first day of the course, but I thought it's way too early. You wouldn't have seen anything, right? So we waited for 2 weeks, and from now onwards, we'll at least have it once or twice a week. Okay, and I want these things to be done by um, with a theme of, let's say, one discussion we'll have, which will be dedicated for learning whatever was taught in the week. There you cannot ask questions like assignments, exams, and programs. The previous week's questions will not be allowed. Next week's ideas I will not tell you. Only that week's technical content. Specialized discussion. Another specialized discussion would be, let's say, how to improve programming as a skill, right? How to better our computational thinking ability. So in this connection, I would say we have a friend called Dr. JK, who will be helping me out, helping all of us out in setting up a separate session of discussion on this topic called how do we develop our computational thinking. So it will be nice if one of you can come forward and propose a new theme and say, sir, we'll have a live session on this theme, and we'll stick to only that theme. As you can see, this 1 hour chat has been a lot of things, right? You don't gain anything out of such discussions. We will have such specialized discussions, and I will even let you people talk there. Okay, perfect. So let's go ahead with more questions, Simran. We have 10 more minutes.
So people are asking about how can we use machine learning with Python?
Yeah, so this is a question that I get a lot lately. So people, again, I think we should not aim at stars in a basic course like this. Okay, we have some machine learning content in the course, in this very course. Okay, we will get there, but as of now, it is way too early. When we have just finished for loop, while loop in the previous week, I introduced you to some fun programming assignments to worry about machine learning. So participate at the level of your location, wherever you're staying, before going to Olympics. So machine learning is far away. So you have to learn some good amount of algorithms, finish programming, and then you can switch to machine learning. Anyways, if you want a quick intro, so we are going to do this problem in one of our sessions. We will be taking a document, and check who wrote the document by using a very, very plain and from first principles machine learning algorithm. Okay, that's a good introduction to machine learning. Okay, so many of you dream about being an expert in ML, AI, and things like that. So for you people, my tip would be, I would say this is the question that you people are asking. My tip would be, learn Python really well. Have a keen eye for some of the computational questions that are considered not so easy and hard. Okay, and look at questions where data plays a key role. Okay, and as the data keeps increasing, your algorithm tends to get better and better. Right? Already I'm sounding technical. That's why I didn't want to enter here. Right? So have a keen eye for how can you learn from the data, from the given data. Right? For example, crowd computing. There is some sort of a learning component there. Everybody keeps telling you this is the number of gems here, number of gems in the jar. So you keep accumulating the answer, let's say one at a time. After a while, you will realize that you have some answer. Is this answer right? Right? So from that data, you learn something and you predict an answer. So this is sort of a prediction algorithm. How sure are you how accurate this is? Right? And what are the governing principles which says, oh, now you can stop. You need not ask anymore. You have reached the solution. We don't know the solution unless we count the gems there in the jar. I hope I'm making sense. You all know. You all have watched the third week's videos. Otherwise, it will not make sense. What is gems? What is jar and stuff like that. So yeah, so there you will realize that it's a prediction algorithm, and you got to look at the data. You should know where to stop, and that's a very nice introduction to a possible machine learning algorithm for this problem. Although what we showed you was simply take all the data and then find the mean of it. There are a lot of machine learning questions hidden here. You guys do one thing. Look at this video once again. Consider doing this experiment in your locality. Maybe collect the data and try to see how you can actually predict what is the number of gems in the jar by using your own learning algorithm, whatever that means. Okay, that will be a good kickstart, and I'll help you people how to do it. Maybe we can think from first principles and then develop new techniques. All right, so what should you do? Have a keen eye for such questions. Ask a next question whenever you pose a question like this relevant to data points. And then there are many nice toolkits today. In Python, you have something called Skikit Learn. Ski, maybe you can, someone can type there. It's called Skikit Learn. Similar, you can type it there. It's SKIKITLEARN, and you will get the Python package. Just like how you say import random, right? You should say import this kit, and you will have the entire machine learning algorithms implemented there. You can take and then you can use it. Okay, so we are planning, if there is going to be a JoSee part 2 in the coming months, we will definitely include some good amount of data sciences, and of course, which comprises of machine learning, AI, deep learning, etc. As syllabus for JoSee number 2, which will be slightly advanced than JoSee 1, Joy of Computing that you're learning right. Okay, so Simba, next question. Okay, someone saying, Ayush says, can you introduce a course later for data structures? Yes, that's coming up. We are trying our best. So I should tell you people something. The way we conduct this course is not at all easy. Yes, Venkatachalam says Skikit. Yeah, I stand corrected. It is SCI, not SKI. So where was I? Okay, so it's very difficult for us to come out with the content like this, right? You see, there's a lot of things there. It's more like a movie. We do a skit, we do animation for it, we come back and I teach something, and there is programming screencast. We actually need a dedicated director from Bollywood to make our videos appear the way it is right now. It has a lot of fallacies actually. When I see the videos after the completion, I realize that we could improve it a whole lot. So my point, after all, is it takes a lot of time, and coming out with a new course quickly wouldn't be easy. So it will take some time. The joy is incomplete without data structures. Ayush, yes, you're right, but we will see if we can venture there quickly. Okay. Maybe project like tic-tac-toe, blackjack, says JK. Yeah, we have tic-tac-toe as part of the program, Joy of Computing course, but we don't cover the machine learning part there, right? So we probably can take it up as a separate thing. Some of you can take it up as a separate thing. Okay, please concentrate on basics in Python, says Yasser Hussain. Yasser, correct, we are going to do that. We are going to concentrate on the basics of Python. So as of now, if we overdo Python has all these things. So these are the object-oriented approach that one can take in Python. I'm going to lose all of you. All of you will find it Greek and Latin, right? So I have introduced bare minimum Python right now, but as we progress, we'll be introducing different concepts. So we have two motives to achieve here: to introduce you people to some joys of computing. There is a factor of programming there. There's a factor of modern programming there with some machine learning component, natural language processing component, computer vision component is also coming up. If you didn't know, social networks component is there. So we are introducing you to the computational aspects of it as well as Python. Okay, yeah. JoSee wiki is a wiki for, okay. So any other question? Currency conversion program assignment, again, question on assignment. We'll address that. I think Simran already addressed it. Will the final exam be MCQ type? Again, no exam assignment related questions here. Please ask it on the forum. Waiting for a data science course. Super excited, says Raja Meenakshi. Yes, That's also coming up. We'll let you people know of it. Maybe not very soon, but yeah, it's coming up. Let's say at least a semester from now. Make the videos a bit more knowledgeable and with more interest. I think we are giving our best. Anything beyond this, you should give us feedback on how we can better it. Int conversion, like it's an n equals 60, say we can define it before the output, and can the input be of any string data type? Prarena Shroff, yes. So the conversion that we are doing is a plain conversion from string to int. If the string is convertible, if the variable is convertible onto string, it gets converted. If it's some other object type, it throws an error. So not everything can be converted to integer. Right? If it's a string, it gets converted to integer type in its own way. So if you type your name, let's say Prarena, and then convert it to integer, you will observe what will happen. It will convert it to some random big integer based on the ASCII values of your string. I suppose, so you can try checking that. This is what I know of. There are already AI ML data analytics course on NPTEL. One can study this course simultaneously till we have JoSee 2. Yes, sure, says AT Education. But then our motive would be to introduce the subject in a way that we concentrate on the teaching pedagogy, right? So our JoSee 2, if anything like that comes out, hopefully it will. I wish it does. It will have a good teaching pedagogy in the sense that we all sit together and then think about how to teach a particular concept. We have teaching expert in our team, people who are good at programming, people who are good at doing animations. It's a good ecosystem. We actually sit together and then see if this is the best way to teach. In fact, whatever we have done in JoSee version 1 is actually bare minimum. When I watch the videos before they are released, I feel there are 1,000 places where this can be improved. So my point is, if JoSee 2 comes up, we will definitely do a very thorough full job there. We have learned a lot from JoSee 1. In fact, we are thinking of modifying JoSee 1, going to version 2.0 of JoSee 1 before going to JoSee 2, if you know what I mean. JoSee 1's better digitally mastered, conceptually remastered version is coming up. Also apart from JoSee 2. So we'll keep you all posted. Okay, so more questions. I'm just randomly reading, given that it's going very fast. How to debug Python program? How to debug Python program? Rakesh, that's a wonderful question. My bad. I mean, I think we should include that somewhere. Python is a fantastic debugger. See, this is what is called the curse of knowledge. We tried framing the syllabus in the best possible way. We forgot one of the most important ingredient in programming, that is debugging, because we are so familiar with it, and we are giving some very small programs for you people which doesn't require debugging for us, and we assume that even you don't have to debug, right? So this is an important point. I request the TS to make a note of it. We will introduce Python's debugger, which is a very powerful and fun to use facility. You just go and say import pdb, and your debugger starts some 4 or 5 commands, and you can go through your code and figure out where is the problem. So a word of I would like to say 2 things about debugger here. My first word would be, your Anaconda already has debugger, your Spider already has debugger, a GUI debugger, a graphical user interface debugger. You can use that. It is fun to learn that in less than half an hour you learn it. Or you can do it the keyboard, import pdb Python debugger, and you have the debugger. What's a debugger? Debugger is like a cop. It's like a bomb detonator. You see, the cops will come in a very, very different dress with a Labrador dog, and they come and see where is the bomb planted. So similarly, you go through the code very slowly and try to see where exactly is the error. Sometimes the error will be somewhere, and the error will be that of the syntax. You would have done a typo there, because of which instead of print you would say PIRNT instead of saying PRINT. Like how I said skikitlearn, I said SKI. I just didn't realize that it is SCI. SCI, there is science basically, right? So we tend to forget that, and it will throw up an error. That is the syntax error. There are conceptual error. In the for loop you would have observed for I in range something, sometimes the range is 1 less or 1 more. Even I have made that mistake when I was showing you the program. There you can go and actually your debugger can figure out what exactly is causing the problem by slowly trying to simulate it. Okay, debugger is a fantastic facility. We have to introduce it for at least, let's say, half an hour to 45 minutes video should be on debugger. I feel this is the right time. Maybe in the forthcoming week or the next week, we'll insert an intro to Python debugging. Thanks for reminding us about it, Rakesh. Okay, so let's go look at the next question. I think it's time, but still we'll take the last question right now. What is debugging in Python? Asks Krishna. I just now addressed it. Okay, so, fine. C. What is better, C or Python? We have addressed this in the first week of our discussion. There is nothing like one is better than the other. We have programming languages for modern requirements, and as I said, Python is an easy language to learn. C is also easy. I like C better because that's the language that I learned. I know for a long time. Python is a recent adventure that I took up, let's say, for the past 8 years. C is beautiful, nice, but coming to the hardness, Python is very easy. Python is easy in all ways, be it installation, usage, or coding. Easy to learn, easy to use. C is not so easy. But with that, there comes the trade-off as well. Python is slower than C. C is way faster, and C gives you the flexibility to use some of the internal commands. You can go and access the memory locations in C. For example, if you do a course in data structures, all the stacks and queues can be easily implemented in C. In Python, you can only sort of simulate it with lists. You see, yeah. Where we will get the material for Python? Zainul Mehta says, where can we get material for Python? This would be the last question. We're running out of time. We have another session starting in the next half an hour. So yeah, so Python should not be learned from cover to cover book reading, right? So you should learn it based on a puzzle, a question. I would recommend that. If your style is to read the book completely and then start driving the car, I know where you probably will fail. So you should start driving and then keep referring back and forth. That is my tip. Or you can try whatever is easy on you. I have seen many people trying it the bookish way. It generally doesn't work. Okay, so people, just to summarize, it was nice interacting with you all. Very sorry, it was a sort of a one-sided interaction. I should get going right now. Maybe my TAs can continue for the next 10 minutes or so. To summarize what we discussed, enjoy the joy part of computing. Go through our videos, ask us some nice questions. We'll have more live sessions. Okay. If you see a joyous aspect of computing somewhere, suggest us. We are still recording the last few weeks of the course. We will try including that there as well. So enjoy your time. Please ask us questions on the forum. Google for it. Look at the FAQ and ensure that you send the question to me if it's not answered within 2 to 3 hours on a given working day. Thank you all very much. Have fun with Python. Bye. Simran, you can continue now.